Hello, welcome to my channel. So today I'm gonna cook amagwinya or Vetkoeks or fat cakes as we used to call it when we were kids in Zimbabwe. So I've got my ingredients here, starting with 3 cups of plain flour, and then we have a cup of warm water, and we have a cup of warm milk, and we have 6 tablespoons of sugar. That is 6 tablespoons of sugar there. So, and then we have half a teaspoon of salt, and then we have yeast, which is a sachet of yeast, which is equivalent to 2 teaspoons of yeast. So first we put the yeast into the flour, and then we mix it up, and then we put the salt. There goes the salt in the flour, and then we've got the sugar. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That is 6 tablespoons of sugar. You need to put this amount of sugar in order for to balance the yeast. Otherwise, if you put less, it won't be well balanced. So you mix up those ingredients, mix them up well, and then next we'll start pouring the water. This is the warm water. Pour a small amount at a time. Mix it up nicely so that you don't have any lumps, and then you keep pouring the water slowly and mixing it up. And also the milk, just mix it up nicely so that everything is well mixed up. So the water is warm so that it activates the yeast. So now for the milk, pour in your warm milk and just mix it up, little bit of amount at a time, and mix it up, because if you pour the whole cup at once, you might develop lumps, which you don't want to do. So pour your milk small amounts at a time and mix it up. Oh, I remember when we were growing up, and our moms, the older women, used to make these, and it was just beautiful. We loved them as kids. Absolutely loved buffet cakes. So you keep pouring it and mixing it up. You mix it, see, it's a bit thick. It's not run. It's a little bit on the thick side. So now you just clean it off. I wash my hands, by the way, off camera. So now you just mix it up with your hands. Just mix it really thoroughly, like you're kneading it with your hands. Mix it very well. And when you've mixed it thoroughly, you are just going to cover it with a cling wrap, or if you don't have a cling wrap, you can use a plastic bag, and then you can put a moist towel over it. Now I'm gonna add some cooking oil. That would be just a little bit, about a tablespoon of cooking oil you would use just to moisturize your hands, so that when you are mixing it and kneading it with your hands, it doesn't stick onto your hands. Yep, so you see, it just prevents it from sticking onto your head, and it doesn't stick so much onto the base of your bowl. So that's the reason why you put a little bit of cooking oil. Remember, there's no butter in here, so just a tablespoon of cooking oil will do. So then you mix it up, mix it very well. You would mix it for not less than 5 minutes. So like kneading it in there, kneading it thoroughly. You can put it on a base if you want. Take it out of the bowl and knead it on a clean surface. So that is what you do. And then when you finished, I'm gonna knead it. I think the minimum is about 8 to 10 minutes of kneading it. So you use a little bit of self-raising flour. You use a bit of self-raising flour, so that or you can even use plain flour. It doesn't necessarily have to be self-raising flour. So you do that, and then you mix it up, and then you knead it with your hands, so the flour stops it from sticking onto your surface. And then also have some flour on your hand so that it doesn't stick. So you knead it for about 8 to 10 minutes of kneading so that everything is well mixed there. And then I think that also helps with the yeast as well. Just mix it up nicely. Just keep kneading. It's a workout actually. Yeah. So then when you've kneaded your flour, you then it must be stretchy and smooth. So you can see that it's stretchy and smooth. You just oil your bowl there, just oiling it with a spray oil, and then a little bit of it onto your dough, and then you put it in the bowl so that it doesn't stick. This is the reason why we just putting a little bit of oil there. And then next we cover it with our cling wrap. Cover it with a cling wrap, or you can use a plastic bag. If you don't have a cling wrap, use a plastic bag, or you can use a nice clean towel. Just it must be moist. Nice clean towel. So usually I put a cling wrap on the bowl, and then I put a warm towel on it. And then when you've covered it, you sit it in a warm place for about 1.5 to 2 hours. And if you have time, to let it it will rise into double its size. 1.5 to 2 hours in a warm place. Or if it's not warm where you are, you can put it in the sink. Look at that. That's reason. If it's not warm where you are, you can put warm water in a sink and let it sit for about 45 minutes in your kitchen sink of warm water. That will work. So look how stretchy it is now after 1.5 to 2 hours in the sun. It's very stretchy. So what we're gonna do now, you're gonna put the flour in your hands, and then just because it's a bit sticky, stuck onto the bowl, so you need to remove it from the walls of the bowl. Remove it, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna break the dough into small pieces. You see, it's very stretchy, so you just very stretchy. Little bit of oil now to just stop it from sticking onto the hand. So oil your fingers and your palms, and then you just break a small piece. You roll it into a circle, and then you sit it in your plate. So you just try and make them about the same size, so that your amagwinyas will be around the same size. So just the small pieces, and breaking them, and then just putting them onto the put them in a plate. And then there we are. We have our oil already heating up on the stove. As you can see, the stove is on. The oil is heating up already, ready to cook, because the oil, you need to heat up the oil until it's really hot. So before you put your amagwinya into the pan, you need to reduce the heat. Reduce it and put it on medium heat, medium to low heat, and then you put your amagwinyas into the pan. And here I was just trying to show you the pan so that you can see where it's going into the fat. So it must be quite a lot of enough oil to deep fry it. So the oil should be enough to deep fry. There we are. So put amagwinyas in there, and reduce the heat there. It's now medium to low heat, and then you just use a spoon or a fork to just turn them over until they're well browned and well cooked. So if the heat is too much, it will actually burn them. They'll start browning on the outside, and then they won't be well cooked on the inside. But you can just you see that. So and then they should cook evenly. Then you just turn them over, and then when they're nice and brown on both sides, you can take them out. So we just turn them over now. Look, they're starting to brown now. They look brown now, so turning them over. See, there were small balls that I made, but they're rising now. They've risen. I guess they're a bit big in size because of the yeast that we used. So yeah, there we are, cooking in our hot oil, deep frying them, and when they're nice and brown all over, then you can take them out and drain them on some paper towel so that you don't have too much oil in it. There we are. They look about done now. So we're gonna take them and sit them into a bowl with a paper towel so that the paper towel can absorb the oil. So there we are. Put them in a paper towel and let it cool a little bit, and then you can enjoy your amagwinyas. Look at that now. There we are. Yeah, so this is our first batch of the amagwinyas. It's cooked now. They look nice and brown. Just putting them on top of the paper towel so that it absorbs the oil. Look at that. Doesn't it remind you of our childhood? Yeah, I think Southern African childhood, they were a big thing for us. And then look, this is how they should look inside. And yeah, see, this is how they should look. A bit hot, how they should look inside. But yeah, thank you.